Subscribe to Chirohustle. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession on the world's #1 chiropractic podcast. Before we dive into this powerful episode, please remember to subscribe to our channel and give us a 5-star rating on iTunes and continue hustling. This episode is sponsored by Imaging Services, Chiro Health USA, Chiro Moguls, Chiropractic Rocks, Pure Chiro Notes, Titronics, doTERRA, Sherman College of Chiropractic, New Patients in a Box, the Influencer Authority Podcast Training, and Invisired. Let's hustle.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 357 of the Chiro Hustle podcast. I am your co-host, Luke Millette, and here's your host, Jim Chester.
So today we have the top opportunity of interviewing Michael Tokash with Imaging Services. If you need an X-ray solution, he's got you covered. Welcome back. This is another episode of the Chiro Hustle podcast. I'm really excited for this episode. We have one of our anchor sponsors, Imaging Services, and we got Mike Tokash with us today. This guy's been nothing but supportive of everything Chiro Hustle has done since we've joined forces together. It's been quite the pleasure, and it's been a great partnership working with Mike, and can't say enough about what he's doing for chiropractic and chiropractors as a whole. But this is episode 357, and before we get rolling into this, I'm going to give a quick introduction. Mike Tokash, our interview today, is coming in from near Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. My co-host Luke Millette coming in from Ann Arbor, Michigan, and I, your host, Jim Chester, am in Grand Junction, Colorado. And just why we do what we do, we protect free speech in chiropractic. I think it's more essential now than ever before in the history of our times with chiropractic. And we do support subluxation-based chiropractors. Innate intelligence and universal intelligence are words and phraseologies that we highly believe in. And we do protect the sacred trust. So if you guys don't know what that is, go do a search for that, whatever your favorite browser is, and find out what the sacred trust stands for. And with that being said, I want to give a warm welcome to Mike Tokash. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, Jim. It's a pleasure, Luke. Pleasure always.
Yeah. So as we roll into this one, I think it's good to reacquaint you with our audience and let people know a little bit about you. I see X-rays behind you on some monitors, and I know you do a lot to service the chiropractic profession. But how did you get started with this whole chiropractic world?
You know what, Jim? I've been in the business since 1975, and I serviced, chiropractors on their film and chemistry. And over all the years, I just knew that chiropractors were trash. They weren't even part of the medical field. Orthopedics trashed them. We had no reimbursements. Medical wouldn't give any money back. So chiropractors had a big struggle. So I saw their struggle, and I decided, maybe 8 years ago, I'm going to dedicate my services to chiropractic. No orthopedics, no hospital. I did away with all them. My sales people take care of them. And, always got adjusted myself and, hate the word believe. I believe in chiropractic care. Long-term care. It's just the way it is. I'm feeling great. I'm 66 years old. Feeling like I'm 35. I swear it's back to chiropractic. So.
That's a good story. 66 years young, Mike. Come on.
So when was your first adjustment and what was it like?
Oh, my first adjustment was my first car accident, right? That's kind of where chiropractic was back then. Ambulance chases, whatever the society called chiropractic. But, I saw what they did. I serviced their equipment. And that was the first thing I went. When my medical doctor went right to the chiropractor. Probably what happened was I never stayed with chiropractic care and got completely fixed for my first accident. Then comes the second one, the third one, But then, I think that's what it's all about, is all that continuing care. And how do we do that? Well, we can do that with a big tool we have, and it's X-rays, right? You could look at an X-ray here. That's a piece of film, right? And then now you can look at digital. So me as a patient, I don't want to see this anymore. I'm looking at this, right? The doc can show me everything that's going on, why I have to come back, show me a perfect cervical versus mine, because you know what, Jim, Luke, after you get your first couple adjustments, you feel good. The first thing you want to do is cancel your appointment, right? And I had a funny story to have me. I can't afford digital. Well, yes, you can. If you can afford this, you can definitely afford digital. It's a wash now with the price of film. So I had a doctor in Connecticut said to me, Michael, since I went digital, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. And I'm going to say just like he did. He would be waiting for his film to come out of the processor, hoping. It would be like, I got to bring the patient back, right? Now, when you do digital, you shoot it, image up in 3 seconds, done, right? How much is that worth, that aggravation he was going through to not see this anymore? So that's another good story. I mean, it's not all about, just the patient care either. It's about your sanity as being a doc waiting for that film to come out. Right?
Yeah. I like to use the term that I think we've talked about this before on other shows we've done together is taking people from the dark ages to the light ages, and taking people out of the dark room into the digital room. I think there's a good analogous idea there that you can get people up to date and up to speed. But I don't want to fault anybody for not doing or having X-ray, but what would you suggest to somebody that might not have X-ray in their office and they might be considering it? And maybe we can talk about some of the specials you have.
Oh, Jim, that's a great point. So I have a lot of docs now saying, wait, I don't want to do X-ray, or I did away with my X-ray a long time ago, and I'm sending my patients out. Well, that's fine. That's your plan on your business, right? You send them out. You're getting half decent images or good images back from the hospital. But here's the thing: you're going to get their software. No, they don't cater to chiropractic, right? It's all radiology, right? So the new solution we have is, if you're not going to do X-ray in your office, you're going to send them out. When you bring that image back on the CD, we now sell a workstation with all the chiropractic software on it. Okay. So all you have to do is put the CD in, use our software, which is OpalRad. Okay, now you have a beautiful image. You store it. You can put originals in there. You can do anything you want to do now, because now you have your own digital system without the X-ray portion. And Jim, we're talking $6,000. I mean, it's 1 or 2 patients a year. That's to get the state of the care plan. So it's another tool that, when I hang up these images, they're going to be the ones that I want to see. My line drawings, my curve, Gonstead tools, Nuka tools, whatever you can even think of. So the chiropractor that really went digital and doing his X-ray, you can actually have the same image he has without doing your own X-ray at a low cost. $6,000 is like nothing, right? So that's a new product that I'm really pushing, because I know a lot of chiropractors send their patients out, don't want to deal with X-ray, don't want to deal with the regulations, and that's fine. So now we have a solution for you. And I'm looking at it being more that we're bringing it to the forefront. Every orthopedic in the world went digital 10 years ago, right? Well, yeah, they could afford it, right? Chiropractic, you struggle all the time, right? And now we got this low-cost solution that can get you where you need to be.
And so when you got started in this, did you originally used to do film X-rays like everybody else, or did you just start digitally?
Nah, that's what I did. I worked on the film processors. It's really funny because, probably 20 years I haven't worked on a film processor, but when I walk into a site, I can smell that chemical as soon as I walk in the door. And the doctor's saying, "No, I don't smell anything." Well, yeah, no kidding, doc. You can't even smell anymore. So here's my thought. When I walk in that door, I walk in that door as a patient. And that's the way I look at things when I'm doing my sales or giving you your solution or consulting with you. I basically look at it from the patient side and from the business side. But man, if I smell that chemical, I'm sure that your patients are smelling it also. Right? And it's bad for the environment. It's all going down the drain. It's a corrosive chemistry. Right? It's not good for the environment. Digital X-ray, great for the environment, right?
Yeah, it is a bit more green for people.
Yeah, it's great. green. So if you want to go green, here you go. It's green.
And what would you say makes imaging services different or superior to other digital imaging companies,
So
especially for chiropractors?
Yeah, Luke, it's great.
Good question, Luke.
Imaging service is different because of my Tokash. I got to say that because of what I want to do for chiropractic. I don't see that happening from any other X-ray company. They're salespeople. They're trying to make a profit. They're trying to make a living. They make commissions. I did this because this is what I want to do. You know, I've consulted with chiropractors on their new build outs, never got the quote signed. I'm happy. At least I got them on the right road. You know, they send me pictures of equipment they're looking at buying. You know, oh, I got this great deal, Michael. It's only $2,000. Well, yeah, it's only worth $2,000. But then there's some nice systems out there, right? So I now send me your pictures of the unit you want to buy. And Jim, there's been plenty of times I said, Doc, man, that's a great purchase. You know, buy it. So I'm not that high pressure sales guy. I just want to help you.
Yeah. You know, I've talked to a lot of people and they've told me that you've set them up with another distributor before.
Yeah.
And they got set up and you told them how to build out and everything. And somebody else went in and helped them out with your referral. So it is cool to see that you don't circle the wagons and shoot in. You're always willing to help other vendors.
Nah, Jim, I saw the whole United States, but what I did do was I can't install the whole United States, right? I went out and found the best X-ray companies, the most honest owners I could find that weren't going to go in there and I'll use plain words, rip off the chiropractor, right? Treat them, they're doctors. Treat them like doctors, right? You wouldn't treat your orthopedic doctor like that, right? And I found companies that really respect chiropractic, right? So they represent me when they go on the install. You may find your local guy that's been doing your service for 20 years, but doesn't even know anything about digital, right? So I found these companies that can support you, you know, do my installs for me. You know, most of the time I sell the equipment. Sometimes I'll tell you go buy from them. It's just depends where you're located. You know, in Colorado, it's really tough to get an installer in the wintertime to get over there through the mountains, right? I gave it to a local dealer. It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But Jim, I can't get them all, Jim. If I got them all, I wouldn't even be as good as I am right now, you know.
Yeah. There's a guy named Dickie Fox that said the key to business is personal relationships. And I think that when Luke asked you what sets you apart from other people in this space, is that's what it is about. It's about showing up with consistency and being kind to people and having conversations with people and being open to have the discussion about how to help more people. And I think that that's what sets imaging services apart, in my opinion.
Jim, it's like you. What makes you as good as you are? I mean, you're the best. As far as I'm concerned, you're the best in the whole country. Well, there's a reason for that. You got the passion for it. Right? I mean, if somebody didn't have any money to pay you, you're just going to hug them anyway and do it, right? I mean, it's not about the money for you. It's about the reward you're getting from what you're doing, you know?
Yeah, it has to be about a bigger message. And that's why most people, they look at what they do as a job. And I learned this from Grant Cardone. He said the job stands for just over broke. And you know, I think that when you look at it as a passion, like you said, that has a lot deeper meaning for people. And if you do something that you love, I've also been told that you'll never work a day in your life. Yeah. So let's see how we can build this synergistic thing and just do something for the cause rather than the reward. And I think if more people looked at life like that, there'd be a lot more people that were happier doing what they do, rather than showing up and putting in a lot of their time and hours for something that maybe they don't want to do anymore. So I think people should get clear what they like. And it seems like you've done that.
No, absolutely. I'm having a blast. Yeah. So a lot of people ask me, why do you continue to do it? So I'll tell you a real quick story. So my wife, okay, goes to orthopedic surgeon. She blew out L4, L5. So I said to her, look, you know what I do. Can you please just go see a chiropractor? Now, she came from radiology, okay? The belief is orthopedic, right? So I said, look, we've been married 28 years. Let's go see a chiropractor one time. I'll support you on whatever you want to do, right? So she goes. I found a chiropractor, Dr. Sage, great chiropractor, young guy, right? She goes in there and she comes home and she says, wow, Michael, you won't believe what he wants. And I said, what does he want? She said he wants 3,600 hours. I'm just throwing a number out. I made more or less, right? 3,600 hours, and it's going to take me 9 months to get better. I said, well, what is he saying? You know, what's the percentage? She said 80%. I said, what did the orthopedic doctor say? And she said, oh, he said probably about 40 or 50%. So in my mind, it's like, you don't even have a decision to make. Just go see the chiropractor, right? But I can't say that, right? You're not married, but I'm going to tell you, the married chiropractors out there, you know, they know, right? And what I did was I said, okay, we'll do this. Go to him a couple times. Let me know what happens. So, Jim, all of a sudden, I see a check written out on my account for an amount of money. And about 3 months go by, and she's not saying anything. So one night we're sitting at the dinner table, and she said, you never asked me about the chiropractor. And I said, I didn't have to. And Jim, just like it, Luke, just like it, she goes, and why not? I said, because 1 minute ago you were nice and calm. I see the big changes in you. So yeah, she started laughing. And I said, she said, well, what kind of change? I said, you're more pleasant. You know, things are happening to you. You're not complaining about your back anymore. She said, no, Michael. She said, it's really working out, but there's a lot of things that I don't understand that's happening to me. I said, well, what's that? She said, my feet don't hurt me anymore. My headaches went away. I'm like, man, this is what chiropractic's all about. And it's continuing care. You go to your dentist every year or every 6 months or whatever, just have your teeth clean. Why not go see your chiropractor, right? And that was kind of the bad thing, Jim. Back in the day, you would hear, oh, I got to keep on going back. Well, yeah, you have to keep on going back, right? You could get the physical every year anyway, right, for your medical doctor. So here's what really happens. Chiropractic is a process, one at a time. Once you win them over, they keep on coming, right? And that's perfect, right? So now, about 2 days later, my son comes in with my two granddaughters, 8 and 9 years old, and I could hear some hollering going on in the room. I'm thinking, man, what's going on over there? So I went in, and she's saying, Michael, my son named Michael, you have to take them girls to a chiropractor now, right? So look what that created, you know. I know, docs, you're out there thinking, well, I don't have the $1 million practice, but you know what? I follow the leaders of chiropractic. I took my business from 1.5 million to 5 million just by following what they're teaching. The tools are there. I'm a tool to use. Just use this. We'll get you there, right?
So what if someone was ready to make the switch from traditional x-rays to digital? What would you do to help them through that transition?
Luke, it's an easy process. If you already have x-ray and now you're using film and chemistry, and the film and chemistry prices have gone sky high, service has gone sky high. So we retrofit your existing system, okay? Full computer. With the digital, now your speed of your film was 400 speed. Now it's 600 speed, right? Less dose to the patient, always a good thing. Better life to your equipment. Once we install the whole thing, 18,000 hours, you're installed. You got a 5-year warranty. You can view it anywhere you want. You can send your image anywhere you want. You can do a CD, give it to, you know, I'm not saying orthopedics are out of it, right? There's a place for an orthopedic. So you give them a CD with your images on it, and your patient takes it if they have to go get surgery. You know, so I mean, 18 grand, $350 a month, maybe. And film and chemistry, you're there already. You're at $350, $400 a month, and you're getting this, right? I mean, look, Jim, the other day, look at the line that you're on here, right? This is a chiropractic line, right? I got a straight line now, you know. So I think chiropractor's time is very valuable. Get in and out of that room, see your images right away, you know, the line drawings are easy, dot, automatically draws a line. You know, the advantage to it, return on investment is a lot because it's your time.
You've made it to Chiro Hustle. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession on the world's #1 chiropractic podcast. This episode is sponsored by Imaging Services, Chiro Health USA, Chiro Moguls, Chiropractic rocks. Pure Chiro notes. Titronics. doTERRA. Sherman College of Chiropractic. New patients in a box. The Influencer Authority podcast training, and Invisired. Let's hustle. Yeah, you know, I used to work in the darkroom at the clinics, and back in high school and college, I was the darkroom assistant. So at the photography lab, so I know what it's all about being in the chemicals, and you do that immediately. You get right into that room, first thing you do, and I mean, if you put me in a room right now and I went to somebody's processor, the first thing I'd do is, and I can't imagine if I had to spend another 2 minutes inside of one of those processing rooms. It's really carcinogenic, you know. And I just think that people need to upgrade. And, you know, that image you just showed me is an old expression. It's clear as mud. Yeah. And, you know, when you want clarity when you're looking at people's health, you know, you want to be able to tell people what's going on based on, you know, imaging and clear imaging. Why waste your time on something that's like looking at something from 1980? Like, we should be looking at something that's 2022. And I think that that's the real message behind why to upgrade is, is number one. Number two, clarity. And nobody wants their X-ray to be as clear as mud, because undecided patient doesn't buy. And that's the real test there, is confused people don't purchase. And it's hard to convert people on a poor looking film. So that's just some clarity for people out there, is why I support X-ray and why I think it's essential in chiropractic, because number one, people need clear imaging, and number two, it's a wash with price. So you might as well get out of the dark room. So Mike, let me ask you, I know you do a lot of road work. You're always out there on the road doing events. Tell me some more. Tell me where are some of your upcoming events, and let people know about Mile High. I'm going to be out there helping you out, getting some recruiting for you and some prospective clients. So let's talk about some of the prospects and some of the things that you're up to in this next quarter.
Good. Well, let's start with Mile High. Okay. Mile High is coming up in June. I'm not going to be able to make that conference. But here's the thing. I had you there last year. You walked away with 22 leads. That's crazy in this business. That, you know, when you were at that conference, people knew who you were. They weren't afraid to come up there. They weren't afraid to talk to you. That's a great person to have at the conference. So I'm inviting you to do my conference again this year. You know, I'm hoping that, you know, there's a lot of deals sitting out there, but Jim's going to represent me. You know, once Jim gets involved, I'm involved. We're going to give you the best care you ever had, right? Because we care about you. You know, so Jim's going to do that conference. I have Massachusetts coming up this weekend. Then I got 2 in Connecticut coming up. We just did the Genesis.
Wow.
You know, remarkable practice. I'm exclusive to that group. You know, so I'm doing all these conferences. I don't even know. There's probably 15 more. You know, we take them as go along. I haven't been doing a lot of travel. I've been trying to get my sales team to represent me there. And, you know, they've been doing okay. But it seems like the chiropractors aren't really coming to the booth. You have to kind of go out and grab them. And then the shows haven't been really that great lately. It's just starting to get more attendees back. You know, I hope Mile High is a blowout. You know, I know the Massachusetts one's going to be. Connecticut always is. You know, so it's been an experience. I love going to them. You know, it's just hard for me to really get away and spend, you know, 4 or 5 days out there. So, you know, like Mile High, for you to go to Mile High, go see Jim at Mile High. We're going to have a special going on there. We want to close some deals right then and there. Let Jim close them.
Should be fun. I do really enjoy this. Will be my 10th year going to that event. I started out there before I even did anything. I was working in a clinic. I was the guy that was processing X-rays. My first Mile High I went to 10 years ago. I was working at a clinic full time and out doing chiropractic marketing events on the weekends, and communicating to Luke like, I need to go do something new. I need to like figure this thing out. You know, I would always message Luke. I'm like, dude, do you realize how many hours I worked today and how long my day was? And yeah, so that was it. And then I showed up to Mile High, and I saw some legends, man. I saw some people speaking, and it was my first real big chiropractic seminar. And I was really impressed with just the knowledge. I must have taken 20 pages of notes, and I was in attendance, and I wasn't working like I do everything else. And I wasn't working a booth like I do everything else. I wasn't doing interviews. I was just sitting there. But it was just amazing, all the information from the speakers. So it's a very philosophically rich community, and I think they do a great job and put a great program on.
Yeah, you know what, Jim? I had a thought that when a chiropractor's in school, and I just did a webinar with Palmer. What happens is they're not really taught business, right? You're running a business, I'm running a business. I got the experience on a business, so I'm more teaching what's going to happen once you get out there to start your business, right? You know, pick your spot. Don't move around the corner because it's cheaper, you know, or less expensive, you know. So I've been really consulting on how do you really start a business, right? Which they're not learning in school. I'm sure someday they'll be taught that, or they're learning something than 10 years ago. But that's the experience I bring to the table. You know, I'm a successful businessman, and I can help you be successful. You know, so the students are really important because they're the face of chiropractic, right?
So another thing I wanted to ask you really quick is what might be like the safety and health benefits of switching over to digital? Because I know traditional X-rays can be incredibly dangerous with their radiation levels.
So lower dose. And matter of fact, there's been a lot of discussion going on out there. And think about this: when a patient is getting an X-ray, you know, you got to get a lot of dose, right, over the years to really get any complications happening, right? X-ray isn't really causing that, but when you're shooting an X-ray and you're standing against that wall stand, we just went to a seminar in Pennsylvania for radiation protection, and actually they're saying to wear lead glasses now, right? Veterinarians always do because their face is right in that collimator, right? So it's something to say to the patient, look, we care about you. We're going to do something different. You know, a pair of lead glasses costs $300, right? But it's lead glasses that protects your eyes. A lot of my servicemen have had cataracts. I actually had cataracts. I did X-ray service. So does it come from that? I don't know. If somebody offered me a pair of glasses, I would think, well, this doc really cares. They don't even do that in a hospital, right? But it's just it's another tool, but I don't know. Does it cause an issue? Why even take the risk? You know, so radiation protection is really good. Your dose is going to be lower with the digital system. No more chemistry smell, no more hurting the environment. You know, there's a lot of benefits from it. Image up in 3 seconds. You don't have to send your patient home and come back tomorrow to review the images if you want to. Yeah, I know some docs right now. It's nice. They got a table right in the same X-ray room. They shoot the image, bring it up, take the patient, put them on the table, and do adjustment right now. Well, yeah. Are you going to adjust me face up, face down? Well, I just looked at your X-ray and do face down, right? So that's another good thing. And I just think the more educational you take to the patient, the more informed they are, and the reason they want to keep on coming back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Michael, I want to thank you very much for being on our show today after quite a long time of trying to get you on. It's nice to have you on. What are some specials and promotions you have going on right now, and what websites can people go to take advantage of those?
Yeah, we're revamping a whole website now. So imagingservices.com is our website. Okay. But here's what you do. You just call me directly. My phone is 24/7 for chiropractic. Weekends, holidays, doesn't matter. I just get excited when my phone rings. I know there's a chiropractor on the other end. No, Jim, it's just fun, right? You know, it's just fun. You're having a blast, right? So 610-812-3079. You know, and I'm here. You know, whether I sell you something or not, let me consult with you. Let me help you. But you don't know who you're dealing with out there. I'm at least going to let you know if the company's reputable that I know them, or even at Mile High, Jim. When you go there, you're going to sell equipment there. I got a local X-ray company that's doing the installs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they got the best of the world. They got their local X-ray company who's really good, but now they got our special pricing for 18 grand. Everybody's still going up to 20, 22. They're trying to be profitable. I don't really care about being profitable in chiropractic. I do in orthopedic and hospitals. That's where I make my money, right? I got to make money to stay in business, just like a chiropractor does. But we're here to help you. We're here to help you cut your costs. I just don't know what to say if you're not digital yet. That's all. Right?
Well, if they're not digital yet, I would say give Michael a call.
Yeah.
Well, Michael, we've reached the end of our episode together. I want to thank you for being our guest. And if everyone's ready to make the switch, head over to theimagingservices.com.
And thank you so much. I'll be a sponsor forever.
Well, we appreciate that. And we really value the message that you shared with our audience today. And Luke, great episode, man.
Yeah,
right.
you boys as well. Have a good one, Michael.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Talk soon.
Talk soon.
Thanks for listening to Chiro Hustle. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.